So many of you have been asking me to share my project interview experience for the last couple of days. So in today's video, I have decided that I'm going to share what questions were asked to me and what questions can you also expect to be asked if you are facing any project interview. Now, as you all know that I am from the .NET domain. So you can also expect questions from the domain from which you are getting hired, but the questions mainly depend on which project you are getting hired for. So suppose you are getting hired for a project related to .NET, then obviously you are going to get questions related to .NET being asked. If you are suppose like one of my friend is getting hired for a project for Python, so it work related to Python. So the questions are asked to him related to Python, even though he got training in .NET domain. So you should be aware of which project you are applying for, and questions will be accordingly based on the technology, based on the stack on which that project is working on. Now, coming to my experience, so the interview was basically focused on what I've done, what projects I had done related to the .NET domain. So as you all know that I have been doing, I have done .NET framework and .NET Core and Angular training during the 6 months which happened over the 6 months. So I was asked what have I learned and what technologies do I know? So I mentioned the technologies on which I have worked, which I have learned, like .NET, Web API, MVC, and Entity Framework, and the Bootstrap, CSS, these things. So so I was asked have you done any projects on any actual projects? So I said yes, I did 2 projects. In the first, in the .NET framework, it was a Jungle Safari management system, and in the second time, it was a online voting to management system using all this .NET Core and Angular. So I was asked questions, especially from the .NET Core part, that how was the .NET Core working, like the flow of the project, how are the different command, what are the that there's something called startup.cs, and there are a lot of things like configuration and app.settings. So what are the function of each of them, I was asked. And also I had using Angular, what was the approach which I followed while creating the Angular project, how did I had created a button clicking which you can download any file in the Excel format. So how did I create that file, what was the approach in creating that file, and similarly how did I link the Angular with the Bootstrap. So these are some common questions which are Angular with the, not Bootstrap, with Angular with the .NET Core, the backend coding. So these are the questions which I was asked from the project part. Basically I had to explain him the project which I had done and explain each and every part of the project. And there were also questions related to the OOPS concepts, basic OOPS concepts, what are the different types of encapsulation, inheritance, all these basic OOPS things, and give some example and some basic MCQ type questions from .NET. So overall it was a very easy, I mean, if you have the basic idea of .NET, if you follow what is done in class, you'll be easily be able to clear the interview, because it is not at all difficult. So these are the questions which were asked to me, and I have shared this with you. So if you have liked this video, please do like my video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you very much. See you in the next video.